Hello space explorers, in this video, we'll see how to save the 3-eye Atlas in Space Simulator on Roblox, thus getting the Atlas Savior and Flawless Defender badges. But more than that, we'll show you how well this event was developed and how it brought beautiful visuals on a great adventure. It all begins with Commander Alex of the ESA warning that 3 Atlas is approaching. Time to grab a cake from the ISS and embark on this incredible adventure. So let's go back to Firefly. At a certain point, it's already possible to observe it with Hubble, rotating as it rapidly approaches. As we move forward to see 3 Atlas more closely, I check 2 more messages from Commander Alex. One informs that ESA has already classified the comet and its trajectory towards the sun. The other reveals our mission to activate gravitational modules that, if activated in sufficient numbers, should prevent 3 Atlas from colliding with the sun. Actually, while filming this adventure, all I wanted was to capture images, but I ended up getting much more than that through sheer luck, and also, I believe, because I bought 2 speed boosts to become very fast. I soon arrived at planet Uranus, where the first gravitational modulator was, and I immediately tried to activate it. As you may already know, the objective is to protect the module from space debris with energy bolts. I eventually learned how to be successful at this after some training. So even with some errors, the modulator was activated. So I got the credits that were due to me, and I went after my Firefly, who, I don't know how, had gotten away from me. To recap, the team must activate as many modulators as possible to accomplish the mission of preventing the comet from colliding with the sun. So, Atlas 3A enters the solar system spinning, fast and rotating as we can observe with a portable telescope module, or even by getting closer to it to follow its trajectory. Its tail and mineral deposits will change throughout its path until it collides with the sun, or departs for interstellar space, if saved. Commander Alex's new message is precisely about these changes, and also about the comet's deceleration. In addition to the characteristic yellow tail from its passage through the Kuiper belt, we will see minerals that will later change, as I explained earlier. Among them is the Stellar Amorphite, which can be sold to Martin for 10 credits and is currently found only on 3 Atlas, but which I kept with affection as a souvenir in my locker. Wow, what a spectacular view. There was another modulator near planet Uranus. And I was also successful in activating this second one. With more modulators appearing, I had no intention of saving the 3 Atlas, so I just continued my plan to film. With the arrival of 3 Atlas in the region near the innermost planets of the solar system, a new change occurred, both in color and composition of the minerals, as well as, of course, in speed. This was the subject of Commander Alex's new message. Check out the incredible look of 3 Atlas after this change, caused by its increasing proximity to the sun. Now going back in time a little, on Saturn, I had the chance to see the 3 Atlas approaching from above, and I realized that I had to start preparing to mine it before it collided with the sun. Because it was already approaching Mars when I activated the modulator. I checked how many modulators there were. There wasn't much time left if I wanted to keep up with 3 Atlas when it collided with the sun. And I decided to do one last module activation, to train when I'm going to help a team save the 3 Atlas, and have more footage of this training. You get the Flawless Defender badge, when successfully activate a gravity modulator without taking any damage. With everything resolved, and some good additional credits, it was time to race to reach the 3 Atlas before it collides with the sun. In fact, it already seemed excessively close to the sun from where I could observe it. Until then I really didn't have any expectations that it would even be possible to save the 3 Atlas, so all I did was speed up as much as possible to catch up. repairing the Firefly so it could withstand my attempt to mine close to the sun. With the 3 Atlas parallel to Venus, I began to make the final approach. And so the race against time began, to align myself with the trajectory of 3I Atlas, and mine. I had brought metallic hydrogen, so that Firefly would be ready to get as close to the sun as possible with some time to mine. So, I tried to get the Stellar Amorphite. Surprisingly, I ended up on the other side of the comet. But using the jetpack, I achieved my goal. In addition to the adventure being cool, I was able to enjoy one of the most beautiful visuals I've ever witnessed in Space Simulator on Roblox. And as I had a cake from the ISS and had my protection modules acting, I was calm about my health. When I got back to my Firefly, I turned the ship a little, so I was behind the 3 Atlas. I had to reach him again. Here I thought there was very little time left before the collision with the sun. That's what the angle of the comet's trajectory seemed to indicate. So, I thought I would just get as close to the comet as possible, to film the explosion on the sun as close as possible. As the flares appeared, I started to notice that the angle of the 3 Atlas seemed a little more outward, but mentally calculating, I still thought it would hit the side of the sun. Please see if that wasn't what seemed to happen. I thought it would hit right next to it, but it wouldn't fail to collide with the sun. So I thought it would be cool anyway, because I would film a place where I hadn't seen the 3 Atlas collide yet, because in the missions I participated in and the team was unable to save the comet. It collided towards the middle of the sun. However, at this moment when I turned the ship, I noticed that the 3 Atlas seemed to be effectively escaping the sun. And at that moment I really couldn't believe it, because in truth, I had no intention of trying this at all. If it really happened, it would be due to a simple stroke of luck, or a glitch that favored me, or something like that. It finally became clear that I could wait for Commander Alex's message of success. And so I just thought, enjoy every moment of my achievement that came by luck, and follow the comet to maybe mine an Atlas rock. Then came the unexpected, but very welcome message from Commander Alex, about his success in diverting 3 Atlas du Sol. And even better, another speed boost. And the information that there were still fragments to be mined, that is, Atlas rock. So when you help prevent 3I Atlas from colliding with the sun, you get the Atlas Savior badge. So I decided that I would follow 3I Atlas as long as possible, or as long as there was a chance to mine its resources and fragments. See that I am trying to record all the beauty of the visuals of this event, as it must be temporary, and so we can review in the future how incredibly beautiful this work was, developed by Soran and Nanook, Night Knight, Battle Bella and Jedi Master who supported it. With the scenario completely favorable, I decided to get closer to 3I Atlas again, to see another beautiful change in the color of the tail and to mine. See how beautiful the color transition is seen up close, caused by the comet's distancing from the sun. Now we need to worry about aligning ourselves with the comet's trajectory so we can try to mine some more resources. Maybe even comet rock. Let's go mining. I won't choose much this time. I'll be happy with whatever resource I can get. Honestly, it's never easy for me to mine celestial bodies that are in motion. Here we have an impact ice. And now we use the rope motor to return to Firefly, enjoying an incredible view. Time to align again with 3I Atlas. Well, I made another attempt to mine which was disastrous, as I was too far from the comet and the Firefly was considerably damaged. So I decided to buy a repair module to increase my chances of continuing mining. So I approached from the side, as many space explorers do with Halley's Comet. Wow, Comet rock is now mined. I tried to mine more, but was worried about the damage to the Firefly, and returned to it, as my intention was to use the warp at the end of the mission. At this point, the tail of the 3 Atlas was gone, as it was already far from the sun and heading to leave the solar system. I tried mining again, and this time, I hit the Comet like a ping-pong ball and was thrown into the Firefly, which was damaged. At this point, my concern was trying to keep the ship intact enough to warp at the end of the mission. Even so, I decided to align with 3 Atlas again to risk one last attempt to mine more. Space debris hit the Firefly and I was incredibly thrown into it again, as if space was saying, no more mining. This attempt soon proved to be as disastrous as the last one, as the Firefly was damaged early on. And I was too far away from the Comet again. Fortunately, Firefly didn't take any more damage when I returned to her, and I decided that now I would wait for the chance to mine a fragment of the 3 Atlas, the Atlas rock. This rational decision only lasted a few seconds. When I thought about all the adventure I had experienced so far, driven by the desire for adventure, I decided to risk one last attempt at mining. And as punishment, the Firefly suffered serious damage, which made it unable to use warp. From then on, all I could do was resign myself, and keep a safe distance from the 3 Atlas, hoping that a fragment would fall away from it for me to mine. Furthermore, upon arriving in the Kuiper Belt, it is impossible to reach the 3 Atlas in any way. Also, I had to be very careful with space debris, so as not to lose the Firefly, get lost in space and fail a mission in which I had been having so much luck. After about a minute and a half of riding in the Kuiper Belt, I noticed that a fragment had detached from 3 Atlas. It took me a while longer to drive until I reached it. Another impact ice, which left me quite satisfied. Back on the Firefly, I piloted until I left the Kuiper Belt, and realized just how far I was from Earth. So I decided to buy another repair module so I could warp, solving my problem of returning to Earth, but also to support the game. I thought it was quite relevant and fair to do this, after all, whether it was for the ores I obtained, which were very cool to mine, or for the incredible visuals I enjoyed. It became very clear to me that there should be a reward for Space Simulator on Roblox, and I think everyone who can should also provide this support. Well, to recap, you get the Atlas Savior badge when you help prevent Atlas from colliding with the sun. To get the Flawless Defender badge, you need to activate a gravity modulator without taking any damage. Now let's take a moment to contemplate 3 Atlas colliding with the sun. Thank you for joining me on this memorable adventure. See you, Space Explorers.